Hello students, today we are going to discuss the next part of our fraction topic. It's the types of fraction. In previous videos, if you not observe the previous video, you must observe those one watch properly that fraction giving under the heading of fraction. It is given in your playlist. Now I am going to discuss types of fraction. The next topic is types of fractions. There are various types of fractions. Among them, we are going to discuss all types of fraction and how we convert one into other. Whether we are going to convert or we are able to convert or not. So let's start today's work. The very first one. But as we know that this is 1 upon 2 type of fraction. This is a standard type of fraction and we are going to start from this type. The very first one is your proper fraction. Proper fraction. What is the property of this proper fraction? Always remember that in proper fraction we numerator, as we discussed that upper part is known as the numerator, lower part is known as the denominator, and the middle line is known as the line of division. So in case of proper fraction, numerator is always greater than denominator. So in this case, as we know that in case of fraction we have numerator, the line of division, and then denominator. Now we know that we have these two terms, numerator first, line of division, denominator. So what is a proper fraction? In this case, numerator is always greater than 0 but less than denominator. So in case of if we represent numerator by capital N and denominator by capital D, then what it says that numerator is always greater than 0 and less than your denominator. This is your proper fraction. For example, 1 upon 2, 3 upon 4, 1 upon 8, all these fractions satisfy this criteria, means numerator is greater than 0 and also less than the denominator. 1 is less than 2, 3 is less than 4, 1 is less than 8. So this type of fraction is known as your proper fraction. Now next one, just opposite to proper fraction, it's an improper fraction. So I am going to rub this part only. Now in improper fraction is the first type. Second type, in improper fraction, this type of fraction is always equal to, in this case numerator is always equal to or greater than the denominator. Always remember, I am repeating my word, that numerator is always equal to or greater than denominator. Such type of fraction is known as your improper fraction. Numerator is either equal to or greater than denominator. Whatever denominator we have, but numerator is either equal to or greater than denominator. For example, if we say 5 is a natural number, and always remember students that this type of natural number can also be represented by represented in type of fraction. How we represent natural number? It is your, when we divide 5 by 1, what we have? We have 5 by 1, we have 5. But when we observe this fraction, this looks like improper fraction because here numerator is greater than denominator. So all natural numbers are improper fraction. One more thing, how we find, suppose I am choosing a fraction this 4 upon 3. So when we check that numerator is greater than denominator, so it's an improper fraction. Again, in the same natural number 5 is represented as 5 upon 1. So this part comes under the improper fraction. So always this is all this and all natural numbers. Also all natural numbers. All natural numbers are in example of improper fraction, as well as the fraction where numerator is greater than denominator. This is your concept. Now third one is your mixed fraction. In mixed fraction, as name defined, there is a mixed form. Means in a fraction we have some part fixed for natural number or whole number and some part fixed for your fraction. So this type of fraction is known as your mixed fraction. Always remember, in mixed fraction we have two part, natural number part, sometimes we can say whole number part, and then a proper fraction part, means this part and some natural number part. As we know that natural number start from 1 to infinity. So take some example. In this case we must know that it consists two part, a natural part natural number, or second your proper fraction. For example, it's a 1 whole 1 upon 3. We use the word whole, that's why I said whole number part, but actually it's a pure natural number. So it is your 1 whole 1 upon 3. How we read? 1 whole 1 upon 3. This is the mixed fraction where we have this part as a natural number part, and this part is your proper fraction, and this part is your natural number part. This is your natural number part and this is your proper fraction part, and in combined it is known as your mixed fraction. Always remember that every improper fraction can be converted or changed into proper fraction, mixed fraction, or every mixed fraction can change into improper fraction. How? We are going to discuss just after this explanation. So mixed fraction is 1 whole 1 upon 3, or we can write 2 whole 2 upon 5. Such type of examples are examples of mixed fraction, where one we have natural number part, then fraction part, we pronunciate it 2 whole 2 upon 5. Now let's discuss how we interchange improper into mixed or mixed into improper. Now we are going to discuss about conversion of fraction. How we convert? Let's start. First we are going to discuss improper to mixed one. Suppose some improper fraction is given to you. Take example 10 upon 3. As the fraction defined itself that it is an improper fraction because numerator is greater than denominator, it's improper. Now how we convert this one? So as we discussed that this is numerator, this is 3, and at the starting I told you that this is which part or this is which part. If we convert into division format, what we have? We have 3, 10, and when we divide this one, 3 3s are 9, 1. In terms of division, this numerator or this denominator part is known as which terms of division. Then you must see the first video of fraction. Then it's a 3 3s are 9, 1 is remainder. So this is the complete number which divide 10 by 3. So in place of this, first in place of this quotient part goes to natural number. This quotient part always goes to the natural number part 3, and then we have remainder part 1, and then we have this part, dividend part, sorry, divisor part. This is the dividend, this is the divisor. 3 whole 1 upon 3, or we can use some other example, 9 upon 2. So how we convert it? 2 divided 9 divided by 2, 2 4 is 8, 1 remainder, so we can write 4. This quotient comes to whole number part or natural number part, remainder goes to your numerator part, and rest part, this one divisor, goes to this part. So 4 whole 1 upon 2. So likewise you can convert improper fraction into mixed fraction. Now I am going to discuss next one, mixed to improper. Next from this side. Suppose I am taking the same example first. Suppose this mixed fraction is given to you. It is your 3 whole 1 upon 3. And question asked to you, always we need to convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction while solving the sum of fractions. Now, how we convert this one? As you know that when we convert 10 upon 3 to mixed fraction, we divide it. So just this is just opposite to that part. This, in this case, we multiply. Whom to multiply? How to multiply? Let's check. In this case, what we do? We multiply natural number part with the denominator 3 into 3, and then this numerator part added. So what we have? We have 3 3s are 9 plus 1, it's a 10. Oh sorry, this is not equals to, I am only conversing this one. Now we have 10 and the denominator we have 3. So your improper part, what? First write down the in place of numerator write down this conversion 10, and in place of denominator need not to change, denominator is same, 10 upon 3. So you can see we can easily convert 10 upon 3 by dividing into mixed fraction. And again, in case of 10 upon 3, we are 3 over 1 upon 3, we are going from mixed to improper by using this. First we find out the product 3 into 3, then we add 10. This part goes to the numerator part, this part goes to the numerator part, and denominator part is as same as given. This is your denominator part. Hope this conversion is clear. Now move to the next part. Okay, our next part is like fraction. Our next part is like fraction. In like fraction, always remember if there are two or more different fractions are there, but their denominator, when we observe, we see that their denominators are same. So in that case, we can say that all fractions are come under like fractions. For example, see, in the case of like fraction, they always remember denominators are same. Denominators are same. So for example, take it's a 1 upon 5, 3 upon 5, 4 upon 5. These are come under like fraction. Then there are unlike fraction. Next one is your unlike fraction. Just opposite. In unlike fraction, as we know from this is just opposite, denominators are in that this denominators are same, but in unlike fraction denominators are not same, they are different. So we can easily write down different denominators. Doesn't matter denominators are same or not, but denominators must be different. For example, 1 upon 5, 2 upon 3, 3 upon 7, 8 upon 9, 10 upon 11. All these come under the unlike fraction. From this, we move to the next part, equivalent fraction. In equivalent fraction, we always remember that we are going to, when we simplify, what is simplify? I discussed in the last video how to simplify in one of the question. So once again, let's start. What is equivalent fraction? Two or more fractions are called two or more. Maybe two, maybe three, maybe five. Two or more fractions are called equivalent fractions if they have same value. For example, check this: 1 upon 2 and 3 upon 6. Next one is 9 upon 18. Are these fractions come under equivalent fraction? Yes, these fractions always come under equivalent fraction because is there. Because when we simplify all three, we observe the same value. So first check 1 upon 2. Is 1 and 2 divisible with each other? No. So there is no change. 1 upon 2. What about 3 upon 6? Yes. 3 1 and 3 2 means there is 3 common divisor for both. So what we have? Again we have 1 upon 2. 9. 9 1 9 2 again we have same. So what we are observing that values of, when we simplify these two fractions, values obtained by us is always equal to this first fraction. So these all three fractions come under the category of equivalent fraction. And simplification, we have common factors. Means in this case we have factors 1 into 3. In this case we have factor 1 into 2 into 3. So 3 both common. So ultimately what we have 1 upon 2. Similarly in the same case 9 upon 18. So likewise you can simplify all the proper fraction or improper fraction. Now we are going to discuss today's last topic, check for equivalent fraction. Let me interrupt the board. Now our next topic is, or this video's last topic is check for equivalent fraction. How we check that the two given fractions are equivalent or not? So for this we are using some cross multiplication rule or cross product rule. This rule is known as a cross product rule. It's a cross product. This one is known as a cross product rule. Suppose you are giving two fractions. I am choosing the general term. It's a upon b there and c upon d. There are two fractions. Okay. When we find when we see find the first part product means what? Always remember product of first part. It's a into D. This is a first part product, and it represents this first numerator. First part this represents first numerator, and the second part it's a C into B, and one at number is C into B, and this second part represents your second fraction. And if these two are equal to each other, AB equals to CB, then it is equivalent fraction. Otherwise not. So this is your concept. Numerator of first fraction into denominator of second fraction if you multiply, and numerator of second part and denominator of first part multiplied, both product is equal, then fractions are known as your equivalent fraction. Otherwise not. Number one. Why I have written over there A and C at first? In this case B must be first, because you must remember that where we have numerator part, that represent first fraction. First that numerator part represent the fraction. Here numerator is A, so it represents this part. Here numerator is C, so it represents this part. This is the concept. Now let's try on a sum. Let's check that whether the following pair are equal to on each other or not. It is your if they are equivalent or not equal to, equivalent or not. 5 upon 9 and 30 upon 54. We are going to check. So how we check? We solve by cross multiply, by cross product rule. By cross product rule, the first part 5 into 54. What is first part? First part, or we can write product of first part. Equals to 5 into 54. This is equals to 5 4s are 20, 5 5 are 25 plus 2 27, 270. Then product of second part equals to numerator of second part, denominator of first part. 30 into 9, it's again 270. So what we observe that this part is equal to this part. So 5 upon 9 and 30 upon 54 are equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. So likewise you can solve. not this one. This is a solution. Students, you must do a proper solution in your copy. What I observe that you are not doing the proper solution and simply write down the answer, or you are sorting the solution concept part or solution part, statement part. So you must write down step-wise all the solution very carefully. Otherwise, it is not considered as a perfect solution. That's all for today. Thank you.